All right, this is a video tutorial in prepping our vegetables for getting ready for a saute experience. So we're gonna give you a rundown of some of these vegetables and show you different ways to cut those up. All right, so let's go ahead and start here with a carrot. And our carrot has already been rinsed, okay? But we're gonna wanna make sure that we go ahead and get this peel, get all the peels off here. So don't do the peeling in place of rinsing, do both. Okay, I'm gonna make a little waste pile off to the side. I want to do that in a bowl. And what we need to know about our vegetables here is that the more dense the vegetable is, like this, okay, is the more dense than, say, a squash. That sounds worse, but it's not. Okay, that means that this is gonna get cooked extra long. All right, so for the carrots, we can potentially take off that root end. All right, and maybe we're gonna put these in coins. Okay, so it may roll on you if you don't keep it still, but I'm gonna make consistent rounds with that. Okay, my other option is if I take off a piece of that, I can put my hand on top so it doesn't roll on me, and then these are half rounds. So we can go either way. Okay, and this carrot is coming from our orange family, so we're talking to you guys about trying to eat a rainbow of fruits and vegetables every day. So that's something from an orange family. From the white family, I've got an onion here. Now this is an onion that was split in half with a root. This also is fairly dense, so it's gonna get a head start. And for this, I wanna actually do slices that are lengthwise. Okay, and then I can cut that root to loosen those up. So they're kind of long and spread out. Okay, so it's part of my white family. Let's talk to you guys about breaking something down from your yellow family. Okay, this is a crookneck squash. All right, so we've got a top end and a bottom end. You're probably gonna see this in class. It is going to be split for you guys. So I'm showing you how to break it down though. Okay, in half. And then that half perhaps in quarters, so that from there you guys could take this and probably put it more in like 1/2-inch pieces. That's something from a yellow family. Okay, so I'll put that off to the side. From a red family, let's talk about a bell pepper, brand new bell pepper. I sometimes want to use a serrated blade for this. I'll cut it through, and I have these seeds in here. Again, this is in my waste bowl. Now I'm gonna take the seeds out, okay, pull on the ribs inside and clap that to get all the seeds out. Okay, and then from there, potentially we could cut this into skinny strips. Okay, that's like fajita style. But those skinny strips probably gonna turn on the side, make them diced. This is about the density of the onions and the carrots. So they're gonna go in at the same time. All right, in our green family, something that seems to be easiest to find, sometimes fruits and vegetables, zucchini. It's related to the yellow crookneck squash. So it's a different shape, but in the same way we got the bottom that would have had the blossom, okay, the top that would have had the stem. All right, these can be a little bit prickly, okay, there's kind of like little spikies on them. And anything I give you that's already cut up like that has already been rinsed. But if I cut this in half, I could do big coins, or if I stand it up on its end, pushing down, put on a flat edge, there, there, and then those pieces gonna match up with the crookneck squash. Okay, so that they're about a little under 1/2 inch. These are not as dense as these other things. Okay, the carrot and the onion are root vegetables, so they're gonna go in secondary. And then finally, okay, that's our green family. Our last family of fruits and vegetables is purple, kind of purple and black. So fruit-wise, blackberries and blueberries, purple, blue, black. This is a globe eggplant. This is a Chinese eggplant. It's a little bit lighter skin. It's what we're gonna be using today, just because it's a little bit easier to deal with as far as cutting. So if I cut a piece off like that, that's round. Don't want it to roll on me, so I can try to lengthen that. Okay, and then from that, cut that in half and now I've got quarter rounds. Now the thing to know about the eggplant, even more so, this globe eggplant, will oxidize, turn brown quicker than any of these other vegetables. So that's why it's the last one that I'm going to be cutting, so it's exposed to air the least amount of time. All right, this also is a bigger sponge than anything else we're dealing with. So I don't want to be putting a bunch of oil in the pan. This is all going to soak it up. Okay, and then when we add some seasoning and all, when we get to the pan, we'll talk to you about too much salt's going to suck it up. All right, so my eggplant is kind of similar to the squash as far as the timing. Other things I'd like to have available, more for seasoning, but also there's some health benefits. That's a couple cloves of garlic. So I got all the paper off of that. I'm gonna mince these up fine. You guys remember this from perhaps a lesson on rice, that this will burn easier than onions. Okay, so it needs to be cut super small, okay, and it's going to be in the pan much later in the process because garlic, when it burns, gets very, very bitter. All right, now other things to get ready. Garnish. This is parsley. I want this for sprinkling on top. Okay, this is some flat leaf Italian parsley. So I just want leaves that I'm plucking, not the stems. These are really big leaves. And actually, if I'm able to, I'm going to cut these on strips, what we call a chiffonade. And again, at the end, be careful with your fingertips. Okay, you could just chop this fine if you had to, but I like the strips, the look of it. Okay, and then the final thing that I want for saute is some sort of acid. So that acid could be in the form of balsamic vinegar, okay, or potentially a little squeeze of lime.
We interrupt this video to inform you that is actually a lemon, not a lime.
So, we've got our lemon here, this end and this end we're not using. I cut that way, and that wedge should be more than enough, okay, to add in at the end. All right, that is my prep, my mise en place.